Before we get into this episode of The Hassle of Hair, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. First up, we have Castro's Pool Service and Repair. If you guys need your guys' pool serviced, maintenance, clean, fixed, Castro's Pool Service and Repair is the place to go. Their phone number is 209-675-5418. That's 209-675-5418. Check them out today, guys. Support those that support us.
It's birthday!
I'm Jesse.
I'm Raquel.
This is The Hassle of Hair, a podcast
Going after your dreams.
about going after your dreams.
Okay.
But no, it's a podcast about going after your dreams and finding your passion in life.
Yes.
And we're The Hassle of Hair.
For the Hassle of Hair.
We are The Hassle of Hair. Thanks for listening, guys. Love you. First off, I want to say you're a savage, man. Just everything you're doing, like from fighting to promoting, like it's just wild. Like, so I fought you, and I don't know why it was just a weird dynamic. A lot of hate, right?
Yeah.
Like after you fought me, and and it was, so as I get older, I'm trying to really like see both sides to people and see, not really take what people say and take it 100%. And I really took time to I was like, okay, what's up with the hate? First off, I was like, people were hating because it was the TBAs and I was an amateur. You're already a pro MMA fighter, which people were saying like, oh, why Daniel take that? To me, it was like a diss to me because like I wanted to do it. It was a challenge.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to see where I was at. Obviously, you taught me a lot of lessons, but I took the time to like really try to figure you out a little bit. Dude, you're a crazy driven dude, and really solidified my thoughts on you were your fight card for my sister. I got to see the people around you and the way they talked about you. Dude, all good things. Especially the guy that owns the water.
Yeah.
Dude,
Santa Cruz County Life.
yeah,
Robert.
he had nothing but good things to say about you, and it was just, when you got people like that, I'm like, dude, Daniel's cool.
Our fight was an interesting fight, dog.
Yeah.
It really was, just because it was my first striking fight ever.
Yeah.
I had done a boxing match like years and years ago, one boxing match, but I'd never done like a Muay Thai or a kickboxing. So in theory, like you had more Muay Thai experience than I did, like by like way more, you know. And then I had a neck surgery too, and so that was my first competition back off of my neck surgery, and that was actually a weird time in my life, man, because I'd had that injury and I had the disc replacement, and I was really doubting myself and like my ability to come back and perform at a high level. It was my second major spine surgery. I had one after football. I had a fusion of my L4, L5, S1 and my low back, and then I busted my neck, and I had to get that surgery. And I was nervous of you. I was intimidated of you. And then you hit me up. Remember, you hit me up on social media.
Yeah.
And you were like, hey, we're fighting to see who has the best podcast in California.
Yeah.
You shot me a message, and I didn't even know I didn't know what you're talking about at that point, because I hadn't seen the bracket yet, because I had no one in my bracket at that point. And then it was you and me in the bracket. And then I was like, dang, like it's my first one back. Like it's a local guy, because I thought I was gonna fight someone I didn't know. You know, a bunch of people I didn't know. Like we could have, if we were gonna fight, we could have fought here. You know, but we couldn't have, because it was a pro and an amateur.
Yeah.
You know, so that was like, it was a weird. The whole thing was weird, bro.
But that's why I took it though. Like I was like, that's why I saw it as like, okay, because I wanted to fight pro, right? I wanted to see where I was, and I was like, this is a guy that does it serious. And then I was like, okay, let's see. And then I stood on the opposite corner from you when they first off, tournaments are weird because there's no walkout. You're just waiting. All of a sudden you're in the ring.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at you. I was like, oh, this is different. This is way different from fighting amateur, because you're looking down the pipe. You're looking down at the other corner, and all the other guys that I fought were you could see questionable in their head. It was like, you're ready to fight. I was like, what the fuck?
I was kind of mad, to be honest. And I don't fight well when I'm emotional, but for some, like, you had gotten to me.
Yeah.
You did.
I didn't even do anything.
No, the podcast thing. It was the podcast, and then I'm a strength coach, and then you were working with adaptive sessions.
Yeah.
And then there was the whole resistance thing going on, and
Yeah.
like teams were dividing, and I didn't know if I was still able to fight at a high level. I'd had this neck surgery.
Yeah.
I felt good, but I didn't know if I was gonna be able to perform. And then technically, I swear, I'll be honest with you. Technically, at Muay Thai, I think you're technically better than I am.
Yeah.
You know, watching, and I'm getting more comfortable the more that I strike, but I was just nervous I was going to get embarrassed by you,
Yeah.
you know, and so I honestly should have fought you more technically.
Oh, dude.
You know, come out and like, because that was my first striking fight, and I should have like tried to seen where my moves were, but you had got me to a place where I was like, fuck, I better beat this guy, or
Yeah.
But then it was a lose because I won the tournament, quote unquote, but
Yeah.
I got a lot of backlash from the community out here for that one.
Such a weird circumstance. And I've never been hit like that. That was like, I was like, okay, Jesse, do you really want to do this fighting thing? Like you hit me and my ears just beep. First hit, like it was your cross. First hit. And then a bunch of uppercuts. And it was just ears out the window. And then I felt like, you ever watch that movie Get Out?
It's been a while, but no, yeah, but I've seen it, yeah.
The guy's like, they hypnotize him and he's like in his head and he could see out his eyes. And it's just like he can't control his body, but he could see what's happening. That's how I was like, I was rocked like a motherfucker.
Oh, I felt it. I've been rocked like that.
Yeah.
David Gladfelter, he one of his elbows had my ears, bing,
Yeah.
and that shit sucks. But let me ask you, bro. So, because you haven't fought since we fought, man. Like,
Yeah.
what are your aspirations? You know, with fighting. Like, where do you see yourself?
I think it wasn't like far off, like where I want. It wasn't impossible. I didn't fight you and I was like, oh, this is impossible. When I fought you, it was after I fought you, I was like, okay, I got a family. And then realistically, if I'm looking at my team, and I'm not saying anything bad about them, but I just didn't have that team around me to really build myself to get there. I would have to go to other places, which I was, and it's possible to do that, but I have a wife, I have a mortgage. Just, does that make sense?
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
bro.
it sounds like a cop out, and to me, like I don't know. It's just money.
It's not a cop out, bro.
Yeah.
It's reality.
Yeah.
And like if this next show that I'm promoting doesn't go well, I'm gonna have to like seriously reflect on what I'm gonna be doing to make money. And then I'm at AKA full time now, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m.
Yeah.
But I won't be able to do that if this show doesn't do well. I won't be able. I have to get a job. Because I usually work, you know, my corporate wellness is like 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, you know, so that's when I'll have to work. And I might just have to go back to work, bro. And so I'll have to reevaluate my fighting career. Because if I can't put in the time to train with a real team and put in real hours, then I can't fight at a high level. Yeah. You know, and I'm old now too, bro. I'm old dog, so I'm trying to put everything together, but it's not a cop out, bro. It's the reality of being able to live and do this sport when you're our age. Yeah. It's not like we have people, mom and daddy, that are gonna help, keep pay the bills, dude. Like we had that time, I'm sure, at one point in our lives, and but that's coming past, and now we got to pay the bills, bro. But let me ask you this too, dude. So because we talked about doing a podcast way sooner than this, after we had fought, and then I even wanted to train with you. Yeah. And I'd reach out to do the podcast and the training, and then you had told me that you thought maybe like the podcast and the training wasn't going to be a good idea immediately after the fight. So what influenced you to say that?
So two things. One, I was concussed for about at least 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks.
I didn't know I was concussed. Mm-hmm. Like my wife would find me on my couch just sitting there, kind of like not watching TV, just depressed. Yeah. And it was just like, I was like, it was a weird depression too. It wasn't like a normal, like, hey, I'm having a bad mood. It was just like I couldn't get going. Mm-hmm. Right? It was cloudy. And then so that lasted about 3 months. And then it was everything. The team splits and then people in my ear. Yeah. I'm not saying like they're bad people. It's just I think it was just miscommunication on everything. right? And
it was a weird time for me though too, bro, because I was putting myself out there way more to like be like the heel, you know, and it's because of I was like insecure because of my neck, and I didn't really know if I was even going to be able to come back. And I usually don't talk as much as I did talk during that period, but I guess a lot of people got vocal during 2020 and like that weird time, right? But I normally wasn't like not much of a talker like that. But I think I was just insecure. I got vocal. I'll be honest. I thought that, and I'll apologize right now, I thought that maybe your coach, Amber, you know, had said, no, I don't want him around. Like, that was the only, that's where I went with it, you know? Yeah. And so I had seen your coach, and I had not been nice to her. Not that I was mean, but I like didn't acknowledge her because I thought she had put the kibosh on me being able to train with you. Yeah. And I really wanted to train with you because I didn't want it to just be like, oh, we fought anger, and then I like to be friends with them people after I fight them. Yeah. You know, I'm good friends with Ivan. You know, and it depends. You know, Adam, obviously, like, I want that rematch with Walmsley. We're 1-1. But a lot of the reason I want that rematch is because he knocked me out, my pro debut, and then I went into like a similar thing that you were talking about, how you were concussed and like it was horrible for you. Yeah. That's the same that happened to me after I fought Adam, and it was horrible for me. And it was like, for me, I remember 2 months of it just I wasn't allowed to go to the gym. Yeah. I wasn't allowed to be seen in the gym because of my suspension for a month, and then another month of no contact. And it just like put me in the weirdest, like, I just wanted to knock Adam out so bad. Yeah. And I still do, Adam. And I want to just give him a brain injury so bad because of what he did to me. And so I wouldn't be upset if you wanted to give me one back, you know, because it sucks. That shit sucks.
It's a reality check. It was like, are you capable of being where Daniel was, like that headspace, you know? And it's I'm not. If I'm being completely honest, like, it's just I had it at one point. Like, I even going to jiu-jitsu matches. Like, I go and look at these 19-year-old kids, and it's like all they think about is blood and pussy. Mm-hmm. Like, they're just, you could see it on their face. Yeah. Like, in my head, I'm like thinking about my family, my kid, my family's my daughter's college future. Like, how am I gonna pay for that? My mortgage, you know what I mean? Yeah. My career, like, you know, it's just wild. But I have no animosity. It's crazy that you said that, because I think I that's where I say the miscommunication came. I think I knew that you were thinking that, but it was just me. I'm just like that. I take things slow, like trying to figure everything out, because I knew that you weren't completely horrible the way people were talking like that. And it ended up being where I worked it out myself. And like, dude, people would think I'm crazy for even coming and doing this podcast.
I appreciate you coming, bro.
Yeah.
No, I do, dude. Yeah. Because I understand that. Yeah, I did put myself out there and to kind of be the villain amongst a lot of your peers, you know, and they were my peers too, bro. A lot of them were my teammates, bro, and people that I genuinely cared about and still do care about, you know. But from that competitive side of me, trying to like, also, you know, I want to have my own team someday. I want to be Coach Rudy. I want to be Amber. You know, I want to have my own thing, man. But also too, fuck, bro, I want to be the best. Yeah. And I want all my people to be the best. And it's scary sport. And so I want him to. Steven Tandoy is great at this. He has amazing confidence, even though like he's technically not. I love you, Steven, but he's technically not very. Dude, he's not very technical. His grappling is, but his striking is not. But he'll still stand with people. Yeah. And he'll clobber him. He knocked out Adam Walmsley. And he's just so ridiculously confident. And I know how important that is in this game, and like how far you can go with just confidence. Yeah. And you've seen a lot of my fights, like, these guys have been better than me too. Yeah. And I just had like more dog in me. Like, I didn't want to quit, you know? And so I'm trying to like assert myself as like the man. But
what's crazy, Compton, is that you're not, the way you talk about your run right now, like, you're fighting at a high level. Like, they're throwing people at you that you're supposed to lose to, and you just keep on winning. You're 4-0, right?
I'm on a 4-5 win streak. My last four. And they gave me some good people, but at the same time, it's like, why was I the dog to a 3-0 guy? Yeah. When I was 2-2. Well, I mean, that makes sense. But I was 6-2 against a 4-0, and I was a vicious dog. Vicious dog, like plus 450 or something. And it's like, what? I mean, why? Yeah. Like, what, my skills suck, or like what, like my wins aren't cool, or I don't know, man. Like, I beat Joe like pretty decisively. Yeah. and then I broke Gladfelter's arm. And then I pieced up Danny Davis Jr. in the first round, TKO. And then I'm a huge dog against Billy Elicana. And that's why I was just like, man, who's making the odds?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm glad I'm getting the wins.
Yeah. So you're doing this fight promotion thing. You're doing it's Daniel Compton's fighting championship, right?
Daniel Compton's Central Coast Fighting Championships. Trying to put on the Central Coast. 831.
You're a big Santa Cruz guy, and how is it going? Like you're going up to your one of your most important fights, like pretty would you say your most promoted fight?
Biggest fight of my life. The one that,
Yeah.
I mean, my fight coming up in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, biggest fight of my life by far. Main event in Vegas for a title. It's 5 rounds.
Yeah.
5-minute rounds. So my first 5-minute round fight, UFC veteran, Maki Potolo, younger than me, coconut bombs. So it's gonna be a huge one for me.
And are you still doing the fight promotion? What's the game plan? How are you doing both? You told me a little bit before, like how are you doing both?
I don't know, bro. I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just doing. No, of course the fight show is going to be huge. The fight show, it's weird, right? Because the fight show, although my goals are to be a UFC fighter, and UFC champion if I could, that'd be sick. But right now, fighting's not making any money. Even this main event, 5-minute rounds is for like pennies.
Yeah.
Like a couple $100 a round, swear to God. And but if the show I'm promoting does well, it'll fund me being able to like try to be a pro fighter for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Like actually to commit to being a pro fighter for a little bit longer. So the show, I'm all in on the show. The show, it sucks, bro, but the show was almost more important than the fights. But obviously the fight's more important than the show.
You're winning.
But
the
I
fights,
need
though.
the show to support this. If I can't, then I'm gonna have to go back to working full time. And I was working full time for a couple of those wins, but I'm telling you, the competition is getting better and better. Each fighter is getting better and better. So I need to get to a point where like I'm comfortable without having to work.
Yeah, it's wild, right? And like that's one thing I learned from doing this fight thing so late, because I was 28 when I first fought, and I looked up to like pro fighters, like people on TV. I was like, man, that's crazy. Like I want to do that. And then you look behind the curtain. You look how, first of all, it's so insane because it's one of the hardest sports in the world. It is the hardest sport. Combat is the hardest sport, and you're doing it, and you're trying to make a living off of it, even though you're like even guys that are at the top of the regional scene, you know, and in NFL and basketball and all that stuff. I think the Santa Cruz Warriors are getting paid more than some of these top pro fighters, right?
Yeah, they get good money.
Yeah. It's insane, man. It's a wild life, like seeing behind the curtain how pro fighters live, and that's why it's an interesting thing that you're doing with the fight promotion.
I have to do the fight promotion, bro. The pro fighting, people think it's glamorous.
Yeah.
People think I have money.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't. You know, but I think I have my college degree, and when I work, I actually make pretty good money. But I just don't want to. I don't want to work.
Yeah.
Because if I'm working, I can't train how I want to train. You know, and so it's like it's a crazy. I want to be Coach Rudy. I want to be Amber. I want to own a gym. I want to have a fight team, and like that is how I see myself being happy and making money in the long run. Yeah. And I'm just kind of trying to work towards that. The fighting is to build my resume. So when I do open up my own gym, I have accolades so people can respect me. Although you don't need them. Yeah. For a certain population of people, you do need those because they won't respect you unless you've done it, you know? And so
but even just the experience, right? Like helping, like doing it that long and doing it at that level.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to be able to, I want to have a good resume for fighting. They're promoting. I wanted to bring fights to Santa Cruz, and it's sick, bro. I have a bunch of my people I'm fighting on the card, and even though that last show you saw it was teeny weeny, bro, because it was supposed to be Cabrillo College football field, and then they upped the insurance requirements, crazy vicious, like the last second to make the insurance was going to cost like $17,000 to insure the event, and so I couldn't do it, so I had to transition. I didn't want to cancel the card. I'd already had the card built practically, you know, and so I wasn't gonna like. My main goal is to give these guys amateur fights so they can go pro fast as, you know, sooner than later. You know, I want to have an outlet for them to fight as much as they can. And also I want to have the hometown fights It's fun. My first amateur fight was in Watsonville, hometown, Sasha Montgomery. I got choked out.
Yeah.
But it was sick, bro. Because all my friends and family were there. No, because I was the man, and I want to provide that for the athletes. I'd like to hopefully make money doing it. That last show made no money. It was too little. The venue was too little. So sell out that venue. It's just not big enough, And so this next venue is about twice the size. The Coconut Grove is going to be sick. The Civic is where they need to be.
Yeah.
And I'll be back there February 4th. So February 4th is going to be a sick show back at the Civic. I want to have Bonner. I want to have the whole 9 yards again. I lost a big sponsor.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of transitioned into now I'm the owner. So I was never the owner. For Bay Area Combat, I was just an employee. I was supposed to be the owner, but it's a long story, and it'll all come out eventually. But we're in the middle of some litigation, so I can't really talk about it too much.
Yeah.
But I'm the full owner of Daniel Compton Central Coast Fighting Championships. So I lied. Me and my lady are the owners, and because I don't know how to start an LLC.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do any of that, and so my lady did all that stuff.
Yeah.
So she got all that stuff going, and then. First show went cool. We made it work. We bought the cage. You see my little Cajun truck out front, so I got the cage. I got a lot of the stuff that I had already bought, but that I lost, but that you need. And I think this next show is going to be the sickest shit ever. It's at the boardwalk. They've never done fights there, dude. So it's going to be like a historic event. And so Daniel Compton has brought like MMA to the boardwalk, which is crazy in my mind. And then I want to just keep them pumping.
I think you being at the boardwalk is going to, because there's a lot of successful people in Santa Cruz, a lot of bands, a lot of like artists, like just, dude, it's like a small San Francisco, but with way better scenery. Like the amount of art and creativity here, like you have your buddies are a rap group, right?
Yeah, Crooked Fam.
Yeah,
he fights too. That's Lorenzo Figueroa. He was in the main event.
That dude's jacked.
Yeah, he's sick, bro. He's good training.
Yeah, and no, it's just it's a cool thing that you're doing for Santa Cruz. Like a lot of my favorite music, like the Expendables, like they're from here. Like, do you ever think about getting like more bands on the card?
Yeah, I do actually. So dude, the Expendables would probably do it.
Yeah,
because they're just down to do stuff like that. They played when my brother graduated high school. The Expendables played my brother's grad night.
Yeah,
like they were out here, and they used to practice like right behind my house. For years and years, they'd practice right behind. There was like a garage right behind my house that they'd practice in, and so they're sick, just sick. I should reach out to them. I had Infamous Band, who did a set, and it was Flackinson's band. Like that shit was sick. The Civic's the place to do it because they're equipped to do the whole band.
Yeah.
The Coconut Grove, their sound system's like a little smaller, but I do want to get the Expendables, and I mean there's talent out here. So Luke Rockhold, big influence of mine. He was the captain of my wrestling team.
Yeah.
When I was a freshman, he was a senior. And so as I was going through high school, I'd seen Luke like starting his MMA career. And then I looked up to Luke a bunch. I wanted to wrestle like him in high school. And then I wanted to fight like him when I saw him starting to fight. But his grappling was way better than mine. Yeah. I was always more of a striker. And his first like 7 wins were all rear naked chokes. They called, I don't know if you remember this, but Luke was the Anaconda Rockstar.
Yeah.
Do you remember that nickname?
No.
He was Luke, the Anaconda Rockstar Rockhold. Yeah. For like a couple fights in Strikeforce, and I was never that good. I wanted to knock people out, but Luke's a big reason why I'm even fighting.
Yeah,
Santa Cruz has a bunch of sick people out here: talent, surfers, skaters, musicians, and I'm stoked to be able to like bring. We've done amateur MMA here before. Rick Noble, Karina Moreno, they had done a show out there in Watsonville. That's when I fought on. It was sick, but something happened. And then Francis Farley did a show at the Civic. It was sick, but it just didn't work out. A lot of shows have come here and failed. And then Bay Area Combat, I'll be honest. So Bay Area Combat, it did 2 shows and it failed. Yeah, like it's not here no more. And I swear, it did 2 shows and then I was trying to do a third, and then everything happened and there was no third. And so I'm telling you, it's hard to do things consistently. So the second show is already in the books. My third show, February 4th, is booked, and then I'm gonna have a 5th show, 6th. I'm gonna get them all in the books, and it's going to be the first successful amateur MMA show in Santa Cruz.
Because there is support, right? Like
people love it.
Yeah.
A bunch of people want to fight on it. A bunch of people want to sponsor. It's like, I don't know how they fail. I mean, I do know how. It's people get greedy. Yeah. And the cost to throw a show is crazy expensive. I hadn't already been banking on the October 29th show being successful, and I had gone all in on that August 6th, then I already would have failed. Because the August 6th like didn't do it. I came out of that show like crazy in the red. But I started in a good place because that was the first show that I had thrown after quitting the job that I had. So I'd saved some money. I moved to Washington. I don't know if you know, I moved to Washington.
Yeah, you were all over the place.
I had to move to Washington. So I worked for this company called Exos. It's a corporate wellness company. It's one of the biggest sports performance companies in the world.
Yeah.
I just quit not that long ago. I'd worked for them for like almost 5 years.
What do you do there?
I'm a strength and conditioning coach.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just a strength coach. Like my title is like strength and conditioning coach, and I was working at Tesla in the Tesla factory.
Oh shit.
So it's corporate, it's corporate wellness. So what I was in corporate wellness, which was like Tesla, Google. They have gyms in their businesses, and then you go in and you teach strength classes, but like high level strength classes, because these guys are like, they're nerds, bro. Like they want to know why and what muscle and all, so you have to be in there like with your degree and high level certifications, and you're teaching these nerds. No offense to them, strength, because a lot of them are gnarly though too. But they're nerds because, bro, how many questions they'll ask you, like, and because they want to know like what they're. A lot of them are engineers, like they want to know what they're doing and why. Yeah. And so, but you need high level coaches for that, to satisfy their need. So that was a sick job for me. COVID messed it all up. I was coaching virtually for Exos, but that was kind of sick because now I was coaching Tesla worldwide. So they'd fired most of the coaches. They kept me and one girl, and now we were doing virtual classes. I had like people like my 8 a.m. class. I had people like in Japan that it was like 5 p.m. for them. Yeah. And I had people in like Germany, and so I had all these people in my virtual classes. So that was sick. I had a good time doing that. Then Tesla, Tesla is, they cut the program. So then I was on unpaid leave. But it was fine because unemployment was crazy during that time. So I was like, all right, unpaid leave me, just let me go all this unemployment. And then it was like my unemployment was ending, and there was no jobs that opened back up out here yet. Like the corporate wellness, they weren't doing it yet. And so, but the army always has a tactical performance, like military. They always do fitness. So there was an army job available up north in Washington, strength and conditioning coach for 17th Field Artillery Brigade, and I took it like on 2 weeks' notice. Moved to Washington, up there working full time, and it kind of sucked because I had to leave Coach. I had to leave Smash. All my training partners, I found a cool gym up there, United Training Center. We made it happen. Eddie Ellis, Lisa Ellis, Tanner, all my training partners there. Bobby, we made it happen. We got like 3 wins up there. Yeah. But it wasn't. That's not what I'm trying to do, dude. But I'd stacked some money, and so I quit. Boom. And I'm all in on these shows, dude. August 6th, I knew it wasn't gonna do that good. It went okay. I bought the cage. Cage is mine. I got a couple other things that I needed that are mine. And this next show is going to be sick, bro. October.
It's crazy because, like, you telling me that that's a really high-paying gig.
Up there?
Yeah.
I was making good money up there.
Yeah. But sick. Even your job title, like, you could leave everything, make good money, and you're like, fuck it. I love the fight life. I love the...
Yeah, bro, Can you tell me, bro? Like, do you want to work for the man?
Fuck no.
Yeah, no, dog.
Yeah.
And I was working for the man, bro. I was working for the army up there. So it was really like, it was crazy, bro. Yeah. And it was another, I did it for a year, but I didn't want to do it. I got out of there, and now I'm doing this. I'm fucking hoping, crossing my fingers that this goes good.
It's gonna go.
It's been going great, bro. I showed you the canvas. I picked up a bunch of sponsors for this next show. I'll try to remember them. Sidey Farhide Construction, Crumb Concrete, Smash Gyms. They sponsored me. Reality LLC, Angelo Henry's group. They sponsored me. Never Scared, Santa Cruz County Life, Action Jackson Fitness. And I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. Center Sparkling CBD beverage. My bad. They're doing the red the blue corner. Beck's Shoes sponsored me. They're dude. It's sick, bro. Yeah. It's dope. Like when people are they want to support, and and not only do they sponsor me, but they also sponsor my fights, and then they sponsor a bunch of the amateur athletes too. Yeah. So like these amateurs are getting like their medicals and shit paid for from a lot of these local Santa Cruz companies, and it's sick.
Well, that's the support. That's the when I was talking about in the beginning. That's like the thing that changed everything for me, for my view on you. Like my view on you was never bad, right? It was like just trying to wiggle my way through, trying to figure you out. Mm-hmm. Like it was just hard because like it's online bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? That's all it is. It's online bullshit. Dude, the support that you have at the support you have in Santa Cruz is fucking insane. Like just talking to all those guys.
Yeah, bro. It's gone good for me. When are you gonna do a show out there in Los Baños? Are you gonna do one, or what are you thinking on that?
For a show, what do you mean?
An amateur MMA show.
I don't know who's gonna.
You're the guy to do it, bro.
Dude, I don't have that money yet. Like my goal, like right now, for this year, my goal is to have my own studio. Like instead of like, I don't mind going to people that like someone like you that like you live in fucking the hills of Santa Cruz. This is fucking awesome. I'm driving out here. I was like, fucking Daniel has it fucking sick. Yeah. Like your road work running out here. Like I
run that hill all the time, bro.
Yeah.
That big hill, that big black one, all the time.
No, I was gonna say I listened to Paid the Cost, the interview you did with them, Nativo, and you talked about how your family was your pops was a savage. Like he talked about how you did. About how your family's just savages. Like you guys are athletes, right? Your dad was just this brolic dude.
My dad's huge, but my dad wasn't allowed to play sports because my grandpa didn't want sports to enter. My dad would have been a beast. He boxed a little bit, but he would have been a beast if he was allowed to dedicate himself. My grandpa didn't want to interfere with the family vacations. So if you were doing sports, swear to God, they went went on a bunch of family vacations. And my dad told me all that. I was like, dude, I think my dad was spoiled. Yeah. Like as a kid, but he was 6'6", 300 pounds, and wasn't like allowed to play sports. And I think he would have been good. But my dad's gnarly, bro. Like he would like accidentally cut himself, and he would just never show any pain or fear.
Yeah.
And I aspire to be like my dad still to this day. I love my dad. We butt heads a lot because he's stubborn and I'm stubborn, you know. And but he's always right. And even if I don't agree with him or I say I don't agree, and I'm like, no, you're wrong. In the back of my mind, I'm like, fuck, he's right, you know? And then I'll try to do what he said. It's like passive aggressively. Like I'm gonna be like, no, you're fucking wrong, bro. And then I'm gonna do everything that you said to do, you know?
That's hilarious. That's a father-son relationship, 100%.
So that's me and my dad, dude. But I definitely do look up to my dad, and my support, it has been crazy, dude. But I don't know. I don't even know how me and you were bickering like we were, you know? I think, I'm telling you, bro, I think it was the neck surgery. And I think it was just the fucking, who knows, bro.
And then you're super busy, and then I'm super busy too. Like, it's just, and then we live in two different cities. When you bicker online and shit, like it's such a weird thing because you're not, even when people praise you and all that shit, like even online, like it's such a weird thing because like they're not there. Like you're on your phone, you're like, oh shit, this person said this about me, or good or bad, and then you look up, you're in your fucking living room, like no one's there, like bro, like it's such a weird thing. And even doing this pod, like that's why I love podcasting, because you have these conversations with people you can't have anywhere else. Like you see people all the time like write or like post videos online on their story or Instagram, and they're just like ranting. You know, like you just post fucking fighting, right? And you're fucking just doing it. You're fucking out there trying to start your business, trying to fight, trying to make it to the UFC, and you're nonstop grinding. And then there's these people like online that just put a camera to their face and like this the government or so and so, like it's just ranting bullshit. Yeah. I'm learning, like I don't know, it might be where I'm at right now, like in life, but dude, social media it's just use it for promotional like tool, you know, like
because you'll lose sponsors doing too much. So when I was being vocal during that time, there was no reason for it. I'm telling you, I was insecure. I got a lot of people. I was bringing a lot of negativity, and people don't want to support negativity.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be like, oh, you're being negative. Here, let me hop on and help you be negative, you know? And I mean, I guess some people do that, but and I tell Zach Bonnell all the time, bro, because I love Zach, and he's in Malaysia. He's doing his thing right now, and he's the man. But I'm like, bro, why do you have to be so controversial all the time? You know what I mean? It's like people don't want to, you know, because it's hard for him to get sponsors and shit, and he's a great fighter. And it's like, dude, it's hard. People don't want to hop on and help if you're being negative, dude. And so I learned a lot during that time, you know, with our fight, and I kind of did change. Like I changed my mindset, and like how I was going to conduct myself. Let me ask you though, bro. So I know you posted something about how that last fight was special for your sister's MMA debut, correct?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about like the lead up to that fight and like why that fight was cool for you guys.
It was like cornering my sister was fucking dope. Like, it's just like we go through this. So my mom passing when we were younger, and then we go through that. Then she moves in with me when she's 18, and she's trying to figure out life. And then she finds this fighting thing, which I never want her to fight.
Yeah.
I still don't want her to fight, but she just keeps doing it. You can't stop him.
Yeah.
Can't stop her. And then she took this MMA fight. She's been grinding in jiu-jitsu, and just being part of that, like pushing her. Dude, there's one point where my sister wasn't comfortable with like being, I guess, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So there's like it was the last we were doing jiu-jitsu, just escapes, constant escapes, just drilling escapes. And it was the last one. My sister was super tired. Nashi was on top of Mount. I go, Isabel, we ain't leaving the gym till you get up. Yeah. Like, dude, she's fucking dirt tired. She already did her road work, everything. And she's just like, if you would have walked in, like if a normal person would have walked in and see that, like just her, like not really screaming, just pissed off. And like, it just looked bad. Yeah. Like, you know, and like normal people was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And she got up, and I told her, I was like, dude, you can't give up. You can't fucking give up no matter what. And then we got in that cage, and first thing we game planned everything, because we knew this girl was going to try to take her down. And to see my sister go from not knowing anything to sprawling to fucking getting up from the cage. I told Compton, I told her, I was like, Isabel, like, you think that you have all this time to work shit out, then you're going to get punched in the face, and you're going to be like, holy shit, I got to go. Yeah. She was on the cage. The first round, she got taken down, and her head was on the cage, and the girl started punching her. She's all, Jesse, you're right. I just fucking just got up. I was like, that's what's going to happen. It was such a cool moment, because like, no matter what my sister does with MMA, like, it was so cool being in there, like brother and sister. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was sick, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the whole event was so sick for me, and I know a lot of people had like a lot of special moments.
Yeah.
And I only watched like a little bit of the first round of that fight. Yeah. But then when I saw that your sister had won, because from what I had watched, I was like, oh dang, like I think she might get grappled this fight, you know. And then I came back right at the end for your sister to win, and then I was like, oh fuck, I did not need to see the fight, you know, because I missed it. I had to do something up front. I don't know what it was. They get pulled 1,000 directions. I want to just watch the fights. I'm hoping that this next fight I'll be able to just sit there and watch all the fights, because I need to see the fucking fights too, bro. I'm trying to watch these things. But that fight was sick, bro. And there's more buzz behind that fight than anyone's fight. You know what's funny though? I had walked out front, and there was a Strike Fitness shirt out front, 2 of them standing out front. And I was like, dude, what are you guys doing? They're fighting right now. Yeah. And they were like, oh, it's the capacity. And it was my girl that wouldn't let him in. Yeah. And I was like, baby. I was like, dude, come on. And then my girl was like, what, you're really gonna? I'm like, yeah, come on. Yeah. And when I walked him in, and then I had to do something else. But I remember thinking like, dang, like it's. And that's why the venue is too little. Yeah. We can't have people trying to get in. Like, oh no, sorry. Oh, you drove from Los Banos? Oh, too bad. Like sold out. Like, oh, dude, I felt horrible. So I snuck them in, but the venue was too little. Yeah, and I didn't know that you got canceled out. Oh, my venue was sick, bro. I had the Cabrillo College football field. Yeah, it was like in the works. Like it was done. Like I'd had it, so I was building the card, you know, and then they got scared, bro. Yeah. They made the insurance crazy. Cause
Compton, I was like, oh, it's his first one. He's going into his own thing. So it's first one, small venue. I was like, that's cool. Like he's doing the thing. I didn't know you had a better setup than that.
Oh, bro. It was my first one, but it was going to be sick as fuck because it was a co-sponsorship with Cabrillo. Because I played football at Cabrillo. Yeah. And it was during football season. So I had to get the football coach's approval, Coach Hansen. Because, oh, my bad. So Cabrillo football, they're also on the canvas. So they sponsor me also. Cabrillo College, but mostly Cabrillo football. Because I'm telling you, we're going to go back out there. We'll be back out there. I just need to sit down and have more time to talk with the school about the insurance requirements, you know, because they're scared that like someone's gonna break their neck or something. And then who knows? But dude, there's football going on. I mean, they play football there at Cabrillo. So I mean, football. I got way more hurt in football than I ever did fighting. Yeah. To be honest. So we had a sick venue. It was already done, but then the last little insurance requirements came. But Cabrillo College are still huge supporters, and we'll be back out there. It's gonna be next year though. Yeah. I only want to do one outdoor show a year. Santa Cruz is hard to do an outdoor show because you might get precipitation like any time, really. So. But no, but the thing is too, at Cabrillo football, it's a co-sponsorship, so they're letting me use the field. They're going to do the concessions. I'm not having to pay for that venue at Cabrillo, so they're hooked. So I'm telling you, it was going to be sick as fuck, and the tickets were going to be like $30. Yeah. So because I want to have more people, way less money for ticket prices, if that makes sense, But you need to have a big venue, and kids were going to be free. My outdoor show is going to be sick. It's coming next year. It's going to be at Cabrillo. I just couldn't do it this year. Kids are going to be free. Cabrillo College athletes are going to be free. It's going to be sick. Yeah. And I almost pulled it off, but I had to kind of but that's why we're at the Vets Hall. And I would have gone back to the city. I would have gone back anywhere else, but there was nowhere else. It was too last minute. Yeah. There was nowhere else.
Because I was thinking, I was like, man, there's a shitload of people in here.
Bro, it was crazy.
It was so hot in that venue.
Oh, it was 1,000,000 degrees, dude.
Yeah. And it was like 68, 70 degrees outside.
Dog, I don't know how it got 100. It was so hot in there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I see my sponsors were like, had fans, and they were like waving, but they were having a good time, but they were like sweating balls, and so it was cool. I liked them. I liked the Vets Hall. We donated a bunch of money to the veterans. We gave them our deposit. We gave them all the alcohol money. We gave them a bunch of money for the veterans. So it was positive overall, but it wasn't necessarily the experience I wanted, Yeah. But also too, I want the next on February 4th when we get back to the Civic, the tickets are gonna be cheaper. They're gonna be like $50, maybe less. My outdoor show is gonna be sick. It's coming next year. It's gonna be at Cabrillo. I just couldn't do it this year. Kids are going to be free. Cabrillo College athletes are going to be free. It's going to be sick. Yeah. And I almost pulled it off, but I had to kind of but that's why we're at the Vets Hall. And I would have gone back to the city. I would have gone back anywhere else, but there was nowhere else. It was too last minute. Yeah. There was nowhere else.
Because I was thinking, I was like, man, there's a shitload of people in here.
Bro, it was crazy.
It was so hot in that venue.
Oh, it was 1,000,000 degrees, dude.
Yeah. And it was like 68, 70 degrees outside.
Dog, I don't know how it got 100. It was so hot in there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I see my sponsors were like, had fans, and they were like waving, but they were having a good time, but they were like sweating balls, and so it was cool. I liked them. I liked the Vets Hall. We donated a bunch of money to the veterans. We gave them our deposit. We gave them all the alcohol money. We gave them a bunch of money for the veterans. So it was positive overall, but it wasn't necessarily the experience I wanted, Yeah. But also too, I want the next on February 4th when we get back to the Civic, the tickets are gonna be cheaper. They're gonna be like $50, maybe less. Eventually, I want the tickets to be back when I fought amateur. $25, $30,
Yeah. You said you're doing the boardwalk though?
Yeah, I'm doing the boardwalk. Well, it's the Coconut Grove.
Okay.
At the boardwalk. The reason.
So is that the next one, or is the Civic the February 4th?
February 4th is the Civic.
And then this one coming up is
the boardwalk.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then, 29th. So you already have. So you're telling me that you were like, okay, this is the one. If this one needs to do something, so you already have something scheduled for February 4th.
Yeah, February. So to be honest, February 4th is the real one.
Yeah.
Like these first two shows I did were to prepare for me getting back to the Civic. Yeah. And because the Civic can hold almost 2,000 people, and I'm going to sell the Civic out, but I wasn't necessarily in a position to do that because I needed to. So the show started from scratch. I'm talking like so scratch, like we had just made the company, so we couldn't even get a line of credit on nothing, Even when they did the company's credit with my credit, we couldn't get any. And I have good credit. We couldn't get any line of I do, but we couldn't get any line of credit, bro, because the company was just too new, bro. So it's all brand new. So yeah. So my February 4th show, that's my show, bro. I have a lot of eggs in that basket. The August 6th was to prove to myself I could do it. We did it. It was sick. People fought so hard. The fights were so sick.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't value that. They're like, oh, well, I wanted this and that. But a lot of these cool shows have horrible matchmaking. Yeah. Horrible matches. Every fight's like 30 seconds. And although like I understand like the seats were comfortable and like, whatever, that's not my style, bro. Yeah. Like, I want sick ass fights. And all the fights were sick. Fans loved them. This next show, there's like 5 title fights. All the fights look sick, bro. Super sick. And then February, I want to get a state title. I want to bring the state title to Santa Cruz. I have a couple athletes that are in a position to fight for it. But there's people that have it that are kind of like holding on to it. They need to go pro or not go pro, and I'm going to figure all that out. I want a state title in Santa Cruz February 4th.
Cool.
That'd be a sick show, huh?
Yeah.
You know, bring the best. What are your goals though, bro? What are you doing? Like, what's the goals with the podcast?
The podcast. So I do a lot of shit, Daniel.
Tell me what you're doing, bro, because people don't know.
Yeah, I'm. So I do social media for businesses, right? I'm starting to, with the podcast, I'm doing my own podcast, but then I'm building other people's podcasts. So I have 2 people that they're starting a podcast too. I'm going to create a network, and then we're just going to branch off from there. So they're going to be under my productions, basically me being the producer.
Yeah.
Basically. And I want to just build something for Los Baños where we have multiple podcasts, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then have my own studio, have my own office. Like my wife does a photo booth. She also does like design work for like small businesses and stuff, like labels and all that stuff. It goes back to what you're doing too. Like at the end of the day, I'm an entrepreneur, and at the end of the day, you're an entrepreneur. Like that's what I was even going to ask you. Like, are you, like, when you're looking back at college, did you take any business courses?
None.
No. Do you think, like, I always tell my daughter, I tell her, like, you need to get into a business, like at least a minor in business.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it so crazy? Like all this shit that it seems so easy to say, I want to start a business. And then you told me your girl started your LLC, like, and then like do you think you would take the business course now? Like a minor in business or something like that?
Dude, I honestly still need to.
Yeah.
I got a book that I need to read. It's called like something about finances, bro. I can't even remember, but I bought the book. Yeah, bro, I need to educate myself so viciously in all of those facets of having to do this stuff, because I don't know. And when you don't know anything, people will take advantage of you.
Yeah.
And not only like partners and promoting, but also managers. When you're trying to, people have been like doing the carrot on the stick in front of me with, I have a huge fight for you. It's a big name on a main card. I can't tell you who it is yet until you sign this contract, 24-month, 20%, all your sponsors, all this. And if I had taken, I could read these contracts better. I mean, I know enough that if I get a contract like that, to go take it to an attorney spend the $500 or whatever and like figure out what's going on, you know? I know that much. I got that much from college, but I could have taken like a little more time and been like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, da 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 da, and I'd been way more competent. Especially with now that I'm trying to do all this business stuff. Yeah, it's hard, bro, because people have no respect for a pro fighter in business. Yeah, especially one with no business education, you know. Like none.
And you went to college. Like, you're a smart dude. Like, you went.
I finished. I went and finished. Yeah. I did kinesiology. I wanted to be a coach, and you forget that, like, what part of being the coach is like you might need to own your gym. Yeah. You know, you're running your fight team, you know, but you're running the gym that has your fight team at it, and the kids classes, and you need business, bro. Yeah. So have him take a minor in business.
Yeah. And you said it's a big deal. Like, you saying that that a lot of people don't take you serious because you're a fighter. Like, I don't know. Like, some of the smartest people I've met are fighters. I mean, then there's some people that are fighters and they're not so smart. But like some of the smartest people I've met, like, to do this, you have to like really become, focused on something. Like, you dive into it so much, and to be able to learn like that, you got to be smart. Like, everything, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, all that shit. Like, I don't understand why people think that a lot of fighters are. I guess I kind of understand. Never mind.
I know. I have an idea. No, I seriously do. I have an idea, right? Because so Zach just got chosen to go on the show in Malaysia, right? And Zach obviously has a personality on him, you know, and he's people could say he's a stereotypical fighter personality, you know, but that's obviously, as you said, that's not like the typical personality of a fighter. Yeah. But the personalities that get the most attention are those like super outspoken ones. And for some reason, like the Chris Liebens, like the people that they want to put on TV for the public to see as a fighter are always like the obnoxious, like drunk, like dumb ones or whatever. And so I see why people get that perception, because that's what people want on TV, you know? And but as you know, that's like the 10% of the 100% of the, you know, the loud, outspoken, kind of like dumb fighters guys. Yeah. It's like 10% of us, but that's the 10% that everyone sees, and so that's how I get treated, man. And you know, I could obviously be. There's people that are way better at business than I am. Yeah. And I do try to have like not role models, but like people that influence me to be better. I guess they are role models, but no, there's a word for them. Mentors. Yeah. Like I've had a couple of people that I mentor under that are like, you know, really good at business, and I try to pick their brains and like, how did you do this? How did you do that? And so I'm getting better, but also I'm trying to learn how to fight, and I'm trying to learn how to this and that. And so I honestly, I think I spread myself a little bit too thin to be like super good at one thing. And all the eggs are still in the fighting basket, bro. I'm too young. Once I give up on the fighting dream, you'll see a lot of other things in my life start to go really well. Yeah. But right now, and in theory, the fighting thing's going really well, right? So, but that's like where all my mental effort goes.
Yeah. Would you say this is your run? Like this is your run? Like this is gonna be your best run in fighting?
Yeah, this is it, bro. You're looking at it. This is the one, bro. Yeah. I was fighting amateur when I was 28. You know, just like you. I think I went pro when I was 30. Yeah. So I'm 34. So I'm 4 years into my pro. This is it. Yeah. So this is it. I'm all in, bro, and I'm hoping for the best. I'm working to try to be the best. I have great training partners and great coaches and great peers and just a great community of martial artists in this area, in the Bay Area and California. The level of competition out here is like second to none. Camo. Yeah. So we're in a good place. And bro, when are you gonna fight on my show though, dog? Like, yeah, like I said, Camo. I'm like, man, come on, dog.
Yeah.
Like,
well, maybe
fight Lorenzo. How much you weigh right now?
His weight. Yeah.
How much is that though? Like fucking, cause he'll go heavyweight or cruiserweight. Yeah. Could you make 205?
Yeah, I can make 205.
No, then don't fight Larry, cause he couldn't make 205.
But it's just
fight at 205.
Yeah, I would love to, and I even told you like maybe, and like don't count me out. I don't know, man. I love this shit. I love the podcasting. I love all this shit. I love the fighting, and I want to, because I know if I want to coach in the future, like having that experience of like amateur, even pro, like it does, like you said, it does kind of matter sometimes.
It can help.
And, it could help. And but I'm always gonna be in martial arts somewhere or another.
Do you want your own team?
I don't want a gym.
No.
You know, I don't want a gym. Yeah. Like I don't want a gym. Like I'm okay with like one day, like down the line when I'm older, having just 5 dudes, and we just do like there's five fighters and just training. Yeah. Right? Like that, cuz like my dream was like Los Baños having that, right? Like Los Baños having that, the way San Jose has, Santa Cruz has. And does Santa Cruz have like a lot of fight gyms out here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like MMA necessarily, but a huge jiu-jitsu community. But surfing, I think. Sometimes
you're like you think it's going to be so easy, and then you get to that point where like in Los Baños, it's like, fuck, dude, this ain't fucking easy at all. Yeah. One, people don't give a fuck. Like, you know,
you guys do a great job though. Are you doing the social media over there for them? Yeah, because honestly, that's like the biggest part about them. Where I'm just like, dang, like the social media, and then like the weekly announcements and all of the content that you guys create over there. It's like second to none. Like I'd say it's better than a lot of the big gyms. Yeah, and I feel like that is where you need to go, and that's how you need to utilize social media for your business to be successful. So you're the one that does that over there for them. So that makes sense, dude. Because I was like, damn, they must have a person, like a dedicated person to that, because it's a lot of work.
Thank you.
You know, how is it a lot of work over there to handle that, or do you make that easy?
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I like it though. Like it just like I don't know. I like telling people stories. Like I really like. Does that make sense? Like even like having you and like what you've talked about so far. Like I'm like fuck yeah. Like it's like you get to because so many people are just looking online. They don't really like just posting a picture doesn't tell someone's story. Like you could and you gotta like it's over time with videos and showing it in different ways. I guess I don't know because now people understand like what we're trying to do at Strike and see the different personalities and stuff.
What is the Instagram handle over there at Strike?
Strike.
Yeah, go give them a follow. Go check that out, bro, because Jesse's doing good work over there, bro. It's is it Strike Fitness Los Baños or
Strike.fitness.lb.
Yeah, they're sick, bro.
Yeah, and it's like martial arts, like bringing it, like people don't understand, like with kids. Like I don't know if you have you done the Smash Kids team?
I coached kids for Manny Diaz when I got my purple belt. So I coached kids for a year when I was a blue belt.
But it could change their fucking life. Like right? Like like you look at these kids today and they're just like always you always see kids on iPads all the time. Like and then but if you really put effort, like a lot of parents just throw them to the iPad, but if you really put effort into like giving them values, giving them hard work, like problem solving is huge. Like you try to get a kid to be able to learn like just kick, punch, kick, like a 4 count, whatever, and them trying to figure that out. Some of them are gonna give up, but the kids that like actually sit there and learn, oh dude, it's gonna do crazy things for their future.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And then they always and I mean you probably remembered the coaches that you had coming up.
Yeah.
You probably remember all of them. And these kids do too, and I had forgotten. So I'll run into these kids. They're like men now, practically, you know, because it's been for like 6-7 years. And they're like, "Hey, Coach Daniel, Coach," and I was just like, "Whoa, dude!" Whoa, I'm looking at them eye to eye.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Like we had such a good time back at the sports lab, and so I kind of do want to get back into the, you know, I want to have my fight team.
Yeah.
But I want to have kind of like DC does the kids over there, you know. I want to have the kids, bro, because the kids, like, for some reason, when you're a kid, like you appreciate that shit so much more, and like you remember these guys, and they're really influential in your life.
Yeah.
And I could be a positive influence in these kids' lives, especially getting them into martial arts, fighting. I say fighting like it's a weird thing, right? Fighting for me has just been so positive. Yeah. And it's so negative for a lot of other people, but for me, it's just brought so much, like everything has come from fighting, and obviously learn how to do it the right way and harness whatever I needed physiologically to do it in the sport format. But it was a process. Learn how to do that too. It was street altercations and different things until I learned like how to like do it right. And you know what's funny? You said like, oh, I can't get in the headspace that you can get into, bro. But I'm telling you, dog, when I'm too emotional, I suck. Yeah. My moves suck. I'm too emotional, bro. It's like if you could go in like you, all the moves, bam, bam. Think of the move, do the moves, boom, bam, bam. Anytime you get rocked, you're fucked regardless because you're not gonna be able to do shit, But whether you're mad or not, whether you're emotional or not, once you're rocked, you're fucked, bro. Yeah. It's really though, you know. But if you can go in there and not be emotional, that's when I feel like that's the best work. Like those guys have the best work. So you're like, oh, I think you physiologically are actually made to like go in there and create masterpieces. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not supposed to see red.
I feel like you're just trying to hype me up to get
No,
on your card.
I'm not. I tell Edwin De Los Santos all the time, bro. When I first got to Smash, Edwin would be in there, and then Ian Masloff. Yeah. Ian too. I've told Ian a million times. They go in there as amateurs, and they're just like cool as a cucumber. Yeah. Looking like pros in there, doing the combinations that we practiced all week. Not going in there and doing huge 1, 2, Like when I get mad and I go in there and I'll just throw big ones and like maybe big 2s. Yeah. But they're going in there throwing like 6-piece combos, perfect, finishing with the leg kick. These are amateurs. And they're savages, dog. Yeah. Because they're cool as a fucking cucumber. And I honestly do feel like those are the people that and they don't get as tired. Yeah, I'm in there, bro. I'm exhausted. I don't know if you saw our fight, bro. I was exhausted, dog. Yeah.
I kept on thinking, come on, Jesse, wake up. Just last a little bit longer. Yeah, he's starting to breathe hard.
Hard as 30 seconds in, bro, because I was just like, and dude, if those were 5-minute rounds, I would have been done. by round 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so really, although like you got to think about it, bro. I think physiologically, like you're built to go in there and dissect people.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm built to go in there and try to people. But it's two different things physiologically. But they're both can be beneficial. And I'm trying to get away from seeing red, so I can first off not gas out, bro. Because fuck, this next fight's 5 rounds. If I even get a little bit mad, he's gonna fuck me up, bro. Round 3, 4, and 5. And even if I fuck him up round 1 and 2, you just can't do that. So I think physiologically, bro, you're built for violence, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like, do you drill a lot?
I mean, I drill. Yeah. I mean, dude, I'm good, bro. And that's why I kind of wanted to train with you too, because I'm way better in practice than I am fighting.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of moves in practice. You should see me, dog.
Yeah.
I'm sick. I swear, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
a lot of people are though too,
Yeah.
you know. And then, but once I get in the fight, I'm like, oh fuck, like I better not get hit, and like I better not slip and look stupid. And so then I'm in there like not even like fucking fighting, bro. It's weird.
Yeah.
So I'd love to train with you, bro, because show you some of my moves, you know,
Fuck
and
yeah.
see more of your moves and
Well, I
we should
should
put
in a few weeks. I'm gonna take some time to really travel and train.
sick.
Like try to find that spark again with martial arts.
Sick.
Yeah. So I'll be around.
Dope. Yeah, come train with us at Smash, bro. We have a
Yeah.
sick little squad at Smash. We have me and Sean and Edward are the only pros. We have a huge amateur team right now, and they're sick, bro. Our amateurs are sick. Lee has a fight coming up next week. Dang, I have so many people that have fights coming up. I can't remember. I remember, but it's just too many to think about. But Lee's fight's going to be huge. That's at the WCE, the West Coast Elite.
Yeah.
Are you going to go to those?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like if it's hard to get to like. There's a shitload of. I'm always at a lot of shows.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get to a lot of them.
That's just Muay Thai though now, so I like that
Yeah.
one because they used to be MMA and Muay Thai, but they're doing the Alta Fight Night the night before, same venue. The Alta is gonna be sick. Have you seen the Alta guys?
No.
It's like the wimp to warrior, but it's
Oh,
like the
yeah,
Alta
yeah,
now.
yeah.
So I've been watching some of them train, bro, and they've like lost a bunch of weight, and those fights are actually gonna be super sick. I'm excited for those, although I think I'm gonna be cornering Ivan at Icon, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to go, dude. But I'm gonna try to go. Lee's fighting. Those Alta fights are gonna be sick.
What about Klamaco? That dude,
He's a savage. He's a murderer.
Yeah, but like you talked about how like I know you were talking about amateurs and you're talking about like just
Me, Climaco, and De Los Santos are the only pros. But Climaco had that knee. He had that knee thing.
But
so.
What I'm saying is like you talked about people like breaking down people, like just really like basically chess match. Dude, Climaco, like you walk in there. I mean, he walks in there. You watch him fight. He looks like he's like just chilling. Like he's such a savage.
He's a psychopath, bro. yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to be psycho to go into danger like that, and like think it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, he'll be in there like like smiling, like vicious body kicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll like get dropped. He'll get up like it's funny. So he's a psychopath. His brother too, Mark, because Mark's at AKA. So I get to train with Mark in the mornings, and then I train with Climaco, his brother, Sean in the evenings, and I'd hate that those parents are probably just both serial killers, dog. Yeah. It's like, how do you make kids like this, dude? But savage kids. I'm excited for Sean to come back, bro. You know, he had that knee thing in the finals, and he's looking great, strong. I'm hoping he's not pushing it too hard, but
that's your first job title. The back of your head, the wellness or
well, dude, no. I am Smash's fight team's head strength and conditioning coach. So I'm the head strength coach for Smash. I have them on a 2-day split right now, just because, which is horrible, right? But it's whatever. But they get a lot of benefit from it because a lot of them haven't done a lot of weightlifting. Yeah. And so Sean's one of my guys, dude. Edwin's a beast. They're all take my programs Tuesday, Thursdays at 6. It's the sport performance. You guys can come check it out too. It's open to the public, but it's the fight team training. Yeah. And my guys are sick, dude. So I'm bringing Sean back. Dude. None of these guys weren't even doing weights, really. Yeah. They were doing conditioning. They were doing like fighter conditioning, fucking burpees and fucking pad work, and a lot of them weren't. They weren't doing any weight, and that's not true. That's not true. Coach, we did have some of them doing some weights here and there, but with COVID and everything, I got them on a different type of program, bro. And the whole team is like seeing a lot of benefit from it. But that's why I'm competitive too, bro. With the fucking adaptive sessions, I like that, dude. I like them, bro. I like him, bro. I like strength coaches, but I'm just competitive. But I like people that are pushing strength, bro, and pushing fitness and resistance training, bro. I like that. It's very beneficial.
Yeah, Diego's cool. I think he got like like I said, miscommunication because like he was just sponsoring my podcast. He wasn't even helping me with straight.
Yeah, really.
So that's why I was like, that's where I was like, what's going on? Yeah, he was just like, and I think that's just, I mean, it was a lose-lose situation for you, and I think that's why it was so.
I like those guys though, dude. But ET was training with him in ET's garage, you know, during. He's a cool bro. You're coming out and giving people fitness, bro. You're a cool dude. Like I'm just like in a fight game, bro. It's like
You're savage.
If you're not first, you're last, dog. You know, and it's like I'm trying to assert myself at the top, but when everyone's very talented and there's no one really one at the top, you know, and so, but. No, I like those dudes, bro. I like strength coaches. I love strength coaches. I love picking their brain. Ivan Badnich, when I fought Ivan, dude, I was just like ready to like have the fight be over with so I could be like, hey, what'd you do for
you told me.
How'd you get ready for it? You know, like what did you do? Like what did you not do? What did you eat? And then I started training with him. Like immediately after the fight, I started training with him and his striking coach, Coach Clint. He's dope as fuck. If I was a bitter piece of shit, bro, I never would have started training with Ivan or Clint. I wouldn't be at AKA right now. Yeah. He's one of the reasons I got over there to AKA, and I'm really elevating my training. And so although I'm a piece of shit, bro, it's like it's passive aggressive fucking being a piece of shit.
No, you're not.
I actually like these dudes.
You're an athlete.
Yeah, just like
you're a competitor.
Yeah.
So what's next? What do you have on the? What do you have going on that you want to promote?
that it kind of like puts you in a different direction. You know, although like you said, thank you for that. Like that's 100% like not what I would have wanted.
Yeah.
But that's because also too, I just want everyone to fight, dog. You know.
Yeah.
So.
It's cool. It's I don't know. It was like people don't understand. Like there's a different level to what. Like I understand that you want everybody to fight, but you take this like a lot of people say they could fight. Right, and I did it. I did 5 fights, and
Bro, you can fight. You can fight, motherfucker.
Yeah, I can
you're
fight.
You're one of those motherfuckers that can fight, dog.
And I know that. But then there's a lot of people that say that like they don't know how hard this fucking is. It's a fucking hard sport, man. Yeah. And like the fact that you're doing it at such a high level, and coming from Santa Cruz at 28 years old, fucking crazy. And I'm gonna root for you. Been rooting for you. Like I want you to keep on going. Like that's sick. So I could tell people like I fought fucking Compton in the ring. But like, dude, like you're doing the damn thing, and people don't understand how hard where you're at in your career, how hard it was just to get there. Which you're a different motherfucker. Like you just got a different brain.
How are your other opponents? Like the other people that you fought, have you been following their careers at all?
The guy that broke my nose, that was such a sick fight. Like that was my favorite fight.
You had some sick fights, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite fight. He's the only one that's still fighting.
Really?
One of my opponents got shot and died.
No way.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He was out there. He's all over YouTube. He's a gangbanger.
Oh no way.
And he lived that lifestyle, and he during the pandemic got shot.
Succumbed to it, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Isn't that crazy, bro? Yeah, so yeah, dude, your fighting journey will bring you. You'll be across from all these guys, and then because I constantly watch all of my ex opponents, you know what they're doing. I watch all of them, bro. It's like even if I don't like them, I have a little bond there now, you know. And to be honest, I always want to see him be successful. Win or lose, just because I can say I fought high level guys, you know, and yeah, like I fought that guy, I fought him, you know, and I want to brag about that shit, you know, and so, but fuck, I've had an opponent that died too, and it's just fucking crazy,
right?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
But thank you, Compton. I appreciate you, man. Anything you want to say to the people, whoever's listening?
Yeah, bro. Thank you for listening, dude. And obviously follow Jesse. He's doing some sick shit. I'm been doing some cool stuff too. Try to follow Central Coast Fighting Championships, or I think it's Central Coast FC, and then tap in, bro. And I need to hit you up for my social media because my shit sucks. And, yeah,
dude. I do sit down, and I do sit down and look at people's social media. I was like, it's not that you could do way better. I just know that there's, dude. I have things that I think you should do for, I don't know.
Yeah, I need to sit down with you and get a quote on like how to, a consultation and get a quote, man, on what I needed to make this thing right, because I don't even hashtag shit, bro. And you know, bro, like,
well, it's hard because like anybody could do it, and it's just hard to do all of it. You know, like you're doing everything. Yeah. But like, how do people contact you? How to, like, Central Coast?
We got a business line now. It's 831-818-2152. You can call me there if you need to talk. Central Coast Championships at Gmail. The website is mixedfitfitness.com. Oh, no, it's not. It's mixedfitgym.com. And, but just hit me up on social media, bro. Daniel Compton, CCFC. That's probably the best one, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you guys for listening. Peace.